Hello and welcome to my second video on Morphy. Morphy is a code generation tool that provides clean class definitions with minimal code and provides additional functionality and methods such as copywith, json serialization, providing value-based equality by overriding the equals operator, and a meaningful toString implementation amongst some other bits of functionality. In this video I'll show you just how inheritance can work for our data classes. So in this example, cat inherits from pet. We use the implements keyword. This is the class definition, and then when we actually want to instantiate an instance of the cat class, we use the class name constructor called cat without the dollar. So from the first video, we've got some code set up. We already have our pet class. This will be our superclass. And in order to make a class an abstract class, we add $2 to the name. And that will create us a abstract class called pet. So we'll just add the extra $1 there. That's now an abstract class. And we'll create our subclasses. So we'll call one cat, and we will inherit directly from our abstract class of pet. And so to inherit, we use the implements keyword, and this is a non-abstract class, so we just have $1. And we'll inherit from the cat class for Siamese cat, and we'll again using the implements keyword, and we'll add an enum called Siamese breeds. Morphy should support all types of properties, so generics, enums, and Morphy classes themselves. And now we'll just add a dog class in there as well. Morphy annotation, abstract class, keyword, the $, in front of the class name for the class definition, and again that gets stripped out when the code is when the actual dog class name is generated. So we'll just run the build runner, and we'll also create a function that processes our pets and returns a description on those pets. And we can pattern match using the switch keyword on the pet object, and we can determine whether if it's a Siamese cat, we return the text Siamese cat. If it's any other type of cat, we return cat. And if it's a dog object, then we return the text dog. And our abstract class pet is actually a sealed class. So when we use switch on our classes, we have to have all of those classes checked for. And it can determine all of our subclasses. So as you can see, pet in the code generation is actually a sealed class, which means we only need to define the subclasses. We don't need to have a pet definition. That will work, but unlike a normal abstract class, we don't actually need it because all of the types are exhaustively checked for. So, and we can also add the various properties, and those are specific to those individual classes. And this is a really nice syntax. This is more about Dart 3 now and the pattern matching functionality, but as you can see, we can use that with Morphy. And what I like about Morphy is that it makes that inheritance much easier to define. There is less code to write, less code to maintain, more functionality is provided. So that's our get description function. We'll just create a list of pet objects, and then we'll use those in a little bit. Morphy creates as a default constructor for all of our objects. And that's one of the reasons why I like to use it, is that it saves time defining those classes. And as I say, it might not actually add any value on top of something like freezed. I like defining my data classes using inheritance, and I'm sharing these videos to see if this is of any use to anybody. Please let me know if this is helpful or not. And now we'll create a list. We'll print out the descriptions of each of those pets, and that should, through the pattern matching, identify which class is which and display a different string for each. If we run that, as you can see, it identifies which is a cat, which is a Siamese cat, and which is a dog. And that's great. And I really like this pattern matching in Dart 3 version 3 because it makes this code so much cleaner. And where does Morphy come in with all this? Well, as you can see, we've defined 4 classes here, and those 4 classes are very, very clean. We can see all the different property types. We've got copywith, we've got JSON serialization. We can change one object to another, as we'll see in a later video. We have a lot of extra functionality with a minimum amount of code. It's very easy to read and see which properties are available, and very easy to maintain. And importantly, it supports inheritance, which is how I like to define my data classes. Now, check the next couple of videos because we'll show you how to define JSON serialization and also copywith in a polymorphic way.